Talk to Egemen Bağış, former Turkish Minister of European Union Affairs. Well, I wonder, Mr. Bağış, how do you see events unfolding now? I mean, is Turkey prepared for a bloodbath in northern Syria?
Turkey does not expect a bloodbath. Turkey expects and will achieve a safety zone at her borders, which is going to protect the territorial integrity of Syria. It's going to cleanse the area of terrorists, and it's going to clean the borders of the European Customs Union from terrorist elements, be it Daesh, be it PKK, be it YPG, PYD, Al-Qaeda, whichever terrorist organization. We will be fighting against them, and we will clean the area, and we will establish a safety zone, which is going to be a new safe haven for the Syrian refugees that live in Turkey to go back and rebuild their country and rebuild their land and start producing and start being productive members of the international community.
You are talking about a region in which there are at least 500,000 and probably many more Kurdish civilians, leaving aside the armed groups that you've mentioned. What is your plan to protect the hundreds of thousands of Kurdish civilians?
Well, this is going to be protecting their well-being as well, because Kurds of Syria are also sick and tired of the YPG, PYD oppression, terrorist activities, and they want to live in peace. Turkey has no intention to gain any land from Syria, or we have no intentions to receive any of their natural resources. What we want to do is create a safety zone in which people can rebuild their own country, where children can play in their own playgrounds, where schools educate the young Syrian who really want to become engineers and doctors.
Mr.
We are currently housing 3.5 million Syrians as we speak, and they want to go back to their country and rebuild their country, and this is going to provide a safe haven for them to do so.
Mr. Bağış, as you speak, the difficulty is the Kurds do not trust you and you don't trust the Kurds. It's not going to be good for you to be supervising this safe haven.
You're wrong.
No haven could be safe
You're wrong.
without some degree of United Nations supervision.
The reason I said you're wrong is we do trust the Kurds. We just don't trust the Kurdish terrorists. We have no problem with the Kurds. My country is full of Kurds. Probably 1/5 of Turkey is comprised of Kurds. We had Kurdish presidents, foreign ministers, prime ministers. Turkey does not have a problem with the Kurds. Turkey has a problem with terrorists, and no matter what their ethnicity is, no matter what their religion is. And we are going to ensure the safety of the Kurds more than anyone else, to be honest.
Mr. Bağış, your president is very indistinct about distinguishing between what you call terrorists and what we call, on the other end of this equation, these very many hundreds of thousands of Kurdish civilians. He's very indistinct about drawing a difference between one and the other.
Believe it or not, and you can ask Kurds of Turkey, no other politician in the history of Turkey has given more rights to the Kurds than President Erdogan. It was him who passed legislation to make sure speaking Kurdish was a legal right. It was him who started 24 hours of Kurdish broadcasting on state television. It was him who asked universities to have Kurdish culture and language as part of their educational curricula. And he has nothing against the Kurds or any human beings or any nationality or any religious group whatsoever. But he has a responsibility to protect the national interests of his country and his people.
Okay.
And we are fighting against terrorists of all kinds.
Mr. Bağış, thank you very much indeed for joining us from Turkey. Thank you very much.